Part 1. My beloved child, my beloved child. Pause for a moment. Do not rush past this message. Let the noise around you fade, even if it is only for a few minutes. You've been carrying so much on your heart, and today I want you to remember something that can change the way you see your life. You may think you found this message by chance, but your heart stopped here for a reason. Sometimes, when life becomes overwhelming, we search for answers without even realizing it. We look for hope in a world filled with uncertainty. We look for peace while surrounded by chaos. We look for strength when we feel like giving up. Today, this is your reminder that hope is never as far away as it seems. Before we continue, if these words encourage your heart, write Amen in the comments as your declaration of faith. Share this message with someone who may be waiting for encouragement today. Your simple act of sharing could become the answer to someone else's prayer. And if messages like this bring peace to your heart, become part of this community so we can continue walking this journey of faith together. Now, listen carefully. There have been moments when you questioned everything. You smiled in front of people while carrying burdens that no one could see. You told everyone you were fine, yet deep inside, your heart longed for peace. You wondered why some prayers seemed unanswered. You wondered why certain doors remained closed. You wondered why your efforts often went unnoticed. You wondered if brighter days would ever come. Those questions have stayed in your heart longer than anyone realizes. But never allow temporary silence to convince you that your life has no purpose. Every season has a lesson. Every delay has a reason. Every challenge carries an opportunity to grow stronger than before. Think about the strongest tree in a forest. It did not become strong because every day was filled with sunshine. It became strong because it survived storms. Its roots grew deeper during difficult seasons. In the same way, your character has been growing through every challenge you have faced. The disappointments you experienced have taught you wisdom. The waiting has taught you patience. The uncertainty has taught you perseverance. None of those lessons were wasted. Perhaps today you are tired. Perhaps you feel like no one understands what you have been carrying. Perhaps your heart has become weary from hoping for change. Even then, do not stop believing that tomorrow can be different. Many people quit moments before something wonderful begins. Do not let discouragement steal your future. There is strength inside you that you have not fully discovered yet. You have survived days that once felt impossible. You have overcome challenges you never imagined you could face. You are still standing. That alone is proof that you are stronger than you think. Remember how many times you believed everything was falling apart? Yet somehow, you kept moving forward. You found another sunrise, another opportunity, another reason to continue. Life has been preparing you even during moments that seemed meaningless. Nothing you experienced was completely without value. Every setback helped shape your wisdom. Every mistake taught you something that success never could. Every difficult season gave you compassion for others who are struggling. One day, someone will need encouragement, and your story will become the reason they choose hope instead of giving up. Never underestimate what your journey can mean to someone else. Sometimes people think they must have a perfect life before they can inspire others. That is not true. Often it is the person who has walked through darkness that understands how precious light truly is. If your heart has been heavy recently, remember this. You do not have to solve your entire future today. You only need enough courage to take the next step. Small steps become long journeys. Daily faith becomes lifelong strength. Quiet hope becomes lasting peace. Stop comparing your journey with everyone else's. Someone else's success does not reduce your future. Someone else's blessing does not cancel yours. Life is not a race. Everyone walks a different path. Focus on becoming the person you were created to be instead of trying to become someone else. The greatest victories often happen quietly. They begin inside the heart long before the world notices them. Protect your peace, guard your thoughts. Choose gratitude even when circumstances are difficult. Gratitude changes the way we see what we already have. A grateful heart notices opportunities that fear often ignores. Today, instead of focusing only on what is missing, remember what remains. You still have breath. You still have another opportunity. You still have dreams waiting to grow. You still have people who love you. You still have the ability to make tomorrow better than yesterday. Never believe the lie that your best days are behind you. Your story is still unfolding. The chapter you are living today is not the conclusion. There are conversations you have not yet had, doors you have not yet opened, friendships you have not yet discovered, dreams you have not yet fulfilled, moments of joy you have not yet experienced. Keep moving forward. Even when progress feels slow, progress is still progress. Even when hope feels small, hope is still powerful. Every sunrise reminds us that darkness never has the final word. And before this message ends, there is one more truth. I want you to hold close to your heart, a truth that has the power to change how you face every challenge that lies ahead. So stay with me, because the next part may be exactly what your heart needs to hear. Continuation of Part 1, My Beloved Child. There is something I need you to understand before you allow fear to make another decision for you. Fear always speaks first, but it does not always speak the truth. Fear tells you that you are not enough. Fear tells you that you have missed your opportunity. Fear tells you that your mistakes are too great to overcome. Fear tells you that nothing will ever change, but fear cannot see your future. It only tries to keep you trapped in your present. Do not build your life around fear. Build it upon hope. Hope has carried people through impossible seasons. Hope has given strength to those who thought they had none left. Hope has helped ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things simply because they refused to quit. That same hope is available to you today. You may not have every answer. You may not understand every delay. You may not see the entire path ahead, but you do not need to see the whole staircase before taking the first step. One faithful step is enough, then another, and another. Eventually, what once seemed impossible becomes your reality. Remember the moments when you believed your life was falling apart. Looking back now, many of those moments became turning points instead of endings. The disappointment you cried over eventually led you somewhere better. The opportunity you lost made room for a greater opportunity. The people who walked away created space for people who truly valued you. At the time, none of it made sense. But today you can see that every chapter carried a lesson. The same will be true for the season you are living through now. Do not judge your future based on what you see today. The greatest miracles often begin quietly. A seed beneath the soil looks lifeless. Yet deep underground, something extraordinary is happening. Roots are growing, life is forming, strength is developing. Growth is taking place where no human eye can see it. Your life is often the same. Even when it appears that nothing is happening, important work is taking place beneath the surface. Your patience is growing, your wisdom is increasing, your character is becoming stronger, your perspective is changing. One day you will realize that the waiting season prepared you for the blessing you had been asking for. Never despise the process. Without the process, you would not be ready for the promise. Many people desire success. Few are willing to embrace the preparation required for it. Preparation is not punishment. Preparation is protection. It equips you for responsibilities that are greater than you can imagine today. That is why every lesson matters, every challenge matters, every act of kindness matters, every decision to forgive matters, every moment you choose love over bitterness matters. Nothing done with a sincere heart is ever wasted. There are people whose lives will be changed because you refuse to give up. You may never meet all of them, you may never hear their stories, but your courage will inspire someone. Your perseverance will encourage someone. Your kindness will restore someone's hope. Never underestimate the impact of a faithful life. Sometimes, the smallest act of compassion becomes the greatest miracle in another person's story. Smile at someone, encourage someone, forgive someone, pray for someone, help someone who cannot repay you. These simple actions create ripples far beyond what you can imagine. The world already has enough criticism. Be someone who brings hope. The world already has enough fear. Be someone who brings peace. The world already has enough darkness. Be someone who carries light wherever you go. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. Your circumstances do not define your identity. Your failures do not define your future. Your past does not determine your destiny. Every new morning is another opportunity to begin again with greater wisdom than yesterday. Never allow regret to steal today's opportunity. Learn from yesterday. Live faithfully today. Look forward to tomorrow with confidence. One day, you will look back at this very season and realize that what felt like your greatest struggle became the foundation of your greatest testimony. The tears you cried will become reminders of your strength. The prayers you whispered will become stories of hope. The waiting you endured will become evidence that patience always has a purpose. So lift your head, keep your heart open, continue walking with courage. Part 2. The season you almost gave up, my beloved child. Stay with me for a little longer. Do not allow your attention to drift away now, because what you are about to understand may change the way you see every difficult season you have ever faced. There have been times when you believed you were standing still. You looked around and saw other people celebrating victories while you were still waiting for a single breakthrough. You asked yourself, why does it seem like everyone else is moving forward while I remain in the same place? Those thoughts have visited your mind more often than you admit. Comparison quietly steals joy. It convinces you that your journey is falling behind simply because someone else's journey looks different. But I never asked you to compare your path with another person's path. Every life has its own timing. Every heart has its own lessons. Every journey carries its own purpose. What I am preparing for you requires a different road than the one someone else is walking. If you could see everything that is taking place beyond your sight, you would understand why certain doors remained closed. Not every opportunity was meant to become part of your future. Not every relationship was meant to remain in your life. Not every dream you once held was meant to last forever. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually protection. Sometimes what feels like loss becomes the beginning of something far greater. Trust that there is meaning even in the moments you do not understand. My beloved child, you have spent enough nights worrying about tomorrow. You have replayed conversations in your mind. You have imagined every possible outcome. You have carried burdens that were never yours to carry alone. Worry promises control, but it only steals peace. It cannot change tomorrow. It only drains the strength you need for today. Instead of feeding your fear, feed your faith. Instead of imagining the worst, remember every time life surprised you with unexpected blessings. Think back to moments when you believed there was no way forward. Yet somehow a new opportunity appeared. A kind person entered your life. A problem was solved. A door opened when you least expected it. Those moments were reminders that hope is never without purpose. Do not forget them. Your memory should remind you of victories, not only of struggles, my beloved child. There are dreams hidden inside your heart that you have almost stopped believing in, not because they no longer matter, but because disappointment made them feel impossible. You quietly lowered your expectations to protect yourself from being hurt again. You told yourself it was safer not to hope. But hope was never meant to disappear from your heart. Dream again. Believe again. Pray again. Work again. Love again. Forgive again. Try one more time. Many of life's greatest stories belong to people who refuse to quit after disappointment. Do not allow one painful chapter to convince you the entire story has been written. The story is still unfolding. You are still becoming the person you were created to be. There is wisdom growing inside you that could only come through experience. There is compassion growing inside you because you understand what pain feels like. There is patience growing inside you because waiting has taught you endurance. Nothing has been wasted. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one lesson. Even the mistakes that still make you feel embarrassed have taught you humility and understanding. Do not remain trapped by yesterday. Take the lesson. Leave the regret. Walk forward with courage, my beloved child. There is another truth I want you to remember. The world often measures success by wealth, popularity, and applause. But true success begins inside the heart. A peaceful heart is richer than an anxious one. A grateful spirit is stronger than a bitter one. A kind person leaves a greater legacy than someone who only chased recognition. Never chase applause so desperately that you lose your peace. Never chase approval so desperately that you forget your values. Become the kind of person whose character remains steady whether people notice you or not. Integrity always outlives popularity. Kindness always outlives pride. Love always outlives hate. Choose what lasts forever. My beloved child, there are people watching your life more closely than you realize. Some are learning how to respond to hardship by watching you. Some are discovering hope because you continue to smile through difficulty. Some are finding courage because you refuse to give up. You may never know how many lives your example will touch. That is why every decision matters. Every word matters. Every act of compassion matters. Keep planting seeds of goodness even when you cannot immediately see the harvest. The harvest always comes in its proper season. Sometimes it arrives in ways you never expected. Sometimes it appears through people you have never met. Sometimes it returns years later when you least expect it. But goodness is never wasted, my beloved child. If your heart feels tired today, rest, but do not quit. If your mind feels overwhelmed, become still, but do not lose hope. If your progress feels slow, keep walking, but do not turn back. The strongest people are not those who never become weary. They are the ones who continue moving forward with faith, even when every step requires courage. That courage is already inside you. You have proven it many times before. You simply forgot how far you have already come. Look behind you for a moment. Remember the mountains you once believed you could never climb. Remember the storms you thought would destroy you. Remember the doors that eventually opened after long seasons of waiting, if those victories became possible. Why should this season be any different? Do not underestimate what can happen when hope refuses to surrender. The next chapter of your life is not being built upon your fears. It is being built upon every lesson, every prayer, every act of faith, every moment of perseverance, and every decision to keep moving forward when giving up seemed easier. My beloved child, keep your heart ready, keep your spirit humble, keep your eyes open, because sometimes the greatest blessing arrives quietly, not with noise, not with applause, but with perfect timing, and when you finally understand why you had to wait. You will realize that every delay carried a purpose, every closed door carried protection, every unanswered question carried wisdom, every difficult season carried preparation. So do not lose heart now. Your journey is not slowing down, it is building momentum, and what comes next may become one of the most meaningful chapters of your life. Stay with me, because in the final part, you will discover how every piece of your story, even the painful ones, can become part of a future filled with hope, purpose, peace, and unexpected joy. Part 2. Continuation, my beloved child. Remain here with me a little longer. Do not rush to the next task. Do not allow your thoughts to wander to tomorrow's worries. This moment matters more than you realize, because your heart has been carrying questions that deserve peace instead of fear. There are times when life feels confusing. You pray, you work hard, you try to do what is right, yet nothing seems to change. Those are the moments when many people begin believing that their efforts are meaningless. But appearances can be deceiving. Imagine a master builder constructing a great house. Before anyone sees beautiful walls or shining windows, the foundation must be laid deep beneath the ground. The work that matters most is often the work that no one notices. Your life is no different. There are seasons when your foundation is becoming stronger. You may not receive applause during those seasons. You may not receive recognition. Others may even misunderstand your journey. But what is being built inside you during these quiet moments will support everything that comes later. Never underestimate hidden growth. The strongest faith is often formed in silence. The greatest wisdom is often born through waiting. The deepest compassion grows from having experienced pain yourself. That is why your journey has value. Nothing has been wasted. Not the disappointments, not the tears, not the unanswered questions. Each experience has added another layer of strength to your character. One day, someone will ask how you remained hopeful during difficult times. Your answer will become a light for someone else's path. That is how hope multiplies. It begins in one heart and quietly reaches another. My beloved child, you spend so much time worrying about things that have not even happened yet. You imagine conversations before they take place. You fear outcomes before they arrive. You carry tomorrow's burdens while still living today, but peace is found in the present moment. Do what you can today. Speak kindly today. Forgive today. Love today. Be grateful today. Tomorrow will bring its own opportunities. Do not let tomorrow steal the joy that still exists today. Every sunrise is another reminder that life continues to offer new beginnings. Every morning is another opportunity to choose courage over fear. Every breath is another reminder that your story is still unfolding. So keep moving, even if your steps feel small. Even if your progress seems slow. Small steps, taken consistently, eventually lead to remarkable destinations. The journey that transforms a life is rarely completed in a single day. It is completed one faithful step at a time. My beloved child, do not become discouraged because someone else's journey appears easier. You cannot see the full story behind another person's smile. Everyone carries battles that remain unseen. Instead of comparing your life, celebrate every blessing that comes your way, no matter how small it may seem. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of the heart. It reminds you that hope is already growing, even before the harvest appears. Look around you. There is still beauty. There is still kindness. There are still opportunities waiting to be discovered. The world may... Part 3. The dawn after the longest night, my beloved child. Take one more step with me. You have come this far, and I do not want you to leave before you understand the lesson that has been unfolding throughout your journey. There were days when you believed you were losing. There were nights when silence seemed louder than every answer you had hoped to receive. You looked at your life and wondered if all your efforts had been in vain. You questioned whether your patience had any purpose. You questioned whether your faith had made any difference. Yet even during those moments, your story was moving forward. Growth is not always visible. A river does not stop flowing simply because it disappears beneath the ground for a time. It continues its journey until it rises again with greater strength. Your life has been much like that river. There were seasons when your progress was hidden. Others could not see it. Even you struggled to recognize it. But beneath the surface, your heart was becoming stronger. Your character was becoming deeper. Your compassion was becoming greater, and your perspective was changing in ways that would prepare you for what lies ahead. Never believe that hidden seasons are empty seasons. Often, they are the most important chapters of all. My beloved child, you have spent too much time focusing on the doors that close behind you. Today, I invite you to turn around and look toward the doors that are still waiting to open. Do not allow yesterday's disappointments to blind you to tomorrow's possibilities. Every sunrise carries opportunities that yesterday never offered. Every new beginning starts with someone willing to believe again. Hope is not pretending that life is easy. Hope is choosing to move forward even when the path is uncertain. That choice has more power than you realize. Each time you choose kindness over bitterness, hope grows. Each time you choose forgiveness over resentment, your heart becomes lighter. Each time you choose gratitude instead of complaint, you begin to notice blessings that were always around you. Transformation rarely happens in one dramatic moment. More often, it happens through small, faithful decisions, repeated day after day. Never underestimate the power of those small decisions. A gentle word can heal a wounded heart. A single act of generosity can change someone's entire day. One moment of courage can become the beginning of a completely different future. My beloved child, there are dreams within you that have not disappeared. They have simply been waiting for the right season. Do not bury those dreams because of disappointment. Nurture them with patience, strengthen them with wisdom, pursue them with humility. The future belongs to those who continue walking even after they have stumbled. Remember, no journey is perfect. Every meaningful life contains moments of uncertainty. Every inspiring story includes seasons of waiting. What matters is not how many times you face difficulty. What matters is that you chose not to let difficulty define you. Carry this truth in your heart. Your value has never been measured by your failures. Your worth has never depended upon the opinions of strangers. You were created with purpose. Walk with integrity. Speak with compassion. Treat others with kindness. Remain humble when life goes well. Remain hopeful when life becomes difficult. These qualities will become your greatest legacy. Long after achievements fade and applause grows quiet, people will remember how you made them feel. They will remember your encouragement. They will remember your patience. They will remember that you brought peace instead of division and hope instead of despair. My beloved child, as you move forward from this day, choose to release the weight that has exhausted your heart. Release unnecessary fear. Release constant comparison. Release the belief that you must have every answer before taking the next step. Trust that wisdom grows as you continue the journey. You do not have to carry yesterday forever. Learn from it. Honor the lessons it taught you. Then continue walking with renewed courage. There is still beauty waiting to be discovered. There are still lives you will encourage. There are still moments that will fill your heart with gratitude. There are still chapters that will surprise you in wonderful ways. Do not stop before you reach them. And whenever you begin to doubt again, remember this moment. Remember that even in seasons of waiting, growth was taking place. Remember that every challenge became an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Remember that hope remained alive, even when circumstances tried to convince you otherwise. If these words have encouraged your heart today, write Amen in the comments as your declaration of faith. Share this message with someone who may need hope today, because a few words of encouragement can brighten a life you may never fully know. And if this journey has strengthened your spirit, become part of this community so we can continue walking together through messages of faith, hope, and encouragement. Now go forward with peace, walk with courage, choose hope every day, be patient with yourself, be kind to others, And never forget that every new sunrise is another opportunity to begin again, with wisdom, gratitude, and a heart ready to receive the blessings that each new day can bring. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter. Walk into it with confidence. Walk into it with humility. Walk into it with hope. And let your life become a light that encourages others to keep believing, keep loving, and keep moving forward, one faithful step at a time. Part 4. The journey continues with hope. Final part, my beloved child. Before this journey comes to its close, I want you to hold one final truth deep within your heart. Never believe that your greatest days are behind you. Life has a way of surprising those who continue to walk with hope, even when the road has been difficult. There were moments when you believed you had reached the end of your strength. You thought you had nothing left to give, yet somehow you found the courage to keep going. That courage did not appear by accident. It grew every time you refused to surrender. Every challenge made you wiser. Every disappointment made you stronger. Every season of waiting taught you patience, and every act of kindness shaped your character. Now look back for a moment. Think about the person you were when this journey began. You carried fear. You carried uncertainty. You questioned whether tomorrow would ever become brighter. But today, something inside you has changed. You may still have questions. You may still face obstacles. Yet your heart is no longer controlled by fear. You have learned that peace does not come from having every answer. Peace comes from taking the next step with confidence, even when you cannot see the entire path. My beloved child, do not spend your life chasing perfection. Instead, pursue growth. Choose progress over pride. Choose compassion over judgment. Choose forgiveness over bitterness. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are the ones who rise every time life knocks them down. There will still be difficult mornings. There will still be unexpected storms. There will still be moments when you feel tired. But remember this, a difficult season is not a permanent destination. Storms pass. Night gives way to morning, and hope always has another chance to rise. Whenever you feel discouraged, remember how far you have already come. Remember the battles you survived. Remember the lessons you learned. Remember the people who stood beside you. Remember every reason you still have to be grateful. Gratitude has the power to transform ordinary days into extraordinary memories. Never allow small blessings to go unnoticed. A kind conversation, a peaceful sunrise, a friend's encouragement, a quiet moment of rest. These gifts often become the foundation of a joyful life. My beloved child, as you continue your journey, be a source of hope wherever you go. Speak words that heal. Offer encouragement freely. Help those who cannot repay you. Forgive even when it is difficult. Listen before you judge. Love without expecting anything in return. The world remembers people who make others feel seen, valued, and encouraged. Let your life become that kind of light. Success is not only measured by what you achieve, it is also measured by the lives you touch. Years from now, people may forget your accomplishments, but they will remember your kindness. They will remember your honesty. They will remember that you gave hope when someone else had almost lost it. That is a legacy worth building. My beloved child, there is one final lesson I want you to carry with you. Never stop believing that a new beginning is possible. No matter how many mistakes you have made, no matter how many opportunities you think you have missed, no matter how many times life has disappointed you, tomorrow still carries possibilities that today cannot yet reveal. Walk into every new day with courage. Walk with humility. Walk with gratitude. Walk with hope. And when fear tries to return, remind yourself of everything you have overcome. You are stronger than yesterday. You are wiser than before. You are growing every single day. Keep your heart open to goodness. Keep your mind focused on what is true. Keep choosing faith over fear. Keep choosing peace over worry. Keep choosing kindness over anger. Those choices will shape a beautiful future. If this message has encouraged your heart, write Amen in the comments as your declaration of hope. Share this message with someone who may need encouragement today, because a single message can become the turning point in another person's life. And if you want to continue receiving messages of hope and faith, become part of this community and walk with us on the journey ahead. Finally, remember this: the chapters behind you have shaped you. The chapter you are living is strengthening you, and the chapters ahead are waiting for you.